books because I'm a librarian.
Or you could be a book collector, or a bookshop owner, or honestly a fan of any edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
When someone wants to borrow a book from the library, I check it out.
Okay, this poses an immediate question I have in my mind. Are these her own books? I mean, if they aren't, then she's technically vandalizing them, but if they are, then why do this? So your friends can check them out? Do you not trust them enough to simply let them borrow them? Are you that committed to this bit? I'm sorry, this is so early for a tangent like this, but still.
See?
How does a single tick mark tell you when it's due back?
And when you do, I check it back in.
And then this check-in stamp looks no different from the check-in stamp. This has no dates. I mean, it has days, but not month it's in. Like, how do you tell anything from this?
But does it bring it back? There's only one thing a librarian can do. Get that book back.
Or, call the police. The actual authorities.
I am
Song of Exposition. And the classic obligatory genre check is here. What are we dealing with this time? Nope, not even gonna try and pronounce that one, but it is both American and Mexican, which is close enough to where this takes place, so you know what? I will take it!
I find them even if they're hiding in another state.
You think that covers Hawaii? Because that would be a truck and a half to go to. Okay, well, I can buy most of the other transitions with how little you're putting on and how slow the transition actually is. I'm sorry, but that one was way too fast to not be Robbie Tech.
The bravest bonus hero that you'll probably ever see.
I wouldn't claim that. I mean, do you fight fires? Save people from dangerous situations? No, you rescue books for a library. You are anything but brave. Not only was that too fast for a transformation, but where did those books come from? And what about the other 7 you put down? Give them props, but it looks pretty accurate for the time.
And look at all these books.
Uniqua, who are you talking to? Oh, the audience. Uniqua, are you hearing voices again?
Right on time, I see.
It has nothing on it. How do you see that?
The
Song of character motivation.
any book you would want is here.
Any book, you say. You're either lying or that confirms this library has an adults only section. So that ladder just moved on its own? I guess ghosts love the library too. Huh, that footstool slowed down fast. Probably would have kept rolling if physics wasn't vacationing in Spain. Or they're possessed, apparently. How do they get to that speed and turn? Patrick didn't have any time to get to that side for this shot, which means she teleported! Also, that is incredibly dangerous to do in a library, especially with that small a space. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen. So is that, actually.
It's called The Case of the Climbing Cat by Cynthia Ryland.
That is a real book, by the way. And the author is real, too. That is a very neat detail that I never even picked up.
Oh no! It's overdue.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's just so many problems with this thing alone. I mean, 1, where does it say Austin checked it out? 2, what about a lot of the other information that's missing, like where the date is, saying when it should be back, as well as the title of the book, which is very important. 3, if it's updated like this, how do you not realize that it's overdue already? I thought as the mass retriever that would be a high priority. Unless it auto-updates somehow. Oh, also, what is this 3rd column for? I mean, the first 2 I understand at least their purpose, but why is there the 3rd? You could cut it off just as easily. What are you?
Do you hear that?
Don Austin's carriage.
So is he the only one with a carriage? Does nobody else own one? Also, man, it must be loud if they heard it from the other side of town. Austin, that's the front page, which usually only contains the title of the book. What are you reading? So this might be a carriage thing and me overthinking this, but why is there only one open window? Like, I get it's to lean out, but why only on the right side? Shouldn't you have one on the left as well? I mean, what if you need to grab something from the left side? Are you just going to have to force them to go all the way to the right?
I'm going.
Song of character conflict. That guitar sting, man, it hits harder than it has any right to. Man, they must have got that fast considering they had to park the horses, get out the carriage, and then get inside this pretty big house in just over a minute to be here.
I've got a big pile here.
I would hardly call free books a big pile, especially in a library.
The masked retriever.
The masked retriever?
Okay, that felt like a very awkward end. I get what they were going for, but Uniqua sounds like she doesn't know who the masked retriever is, but Tasha just leaves it there like she assumes Uniqua already knows. That feels like a very bad password for an entrance, and one very easily triggered on accident. So how does that thing move? Is it a mechanism from the floor? An internal one that uses wheels? If she needed to go up from the lair, how would she open it from that side? Actually, how would she know nobody would see her do it? Here's another good question. Who looks after the library when Uniqua isn't there? I mean, Tasha isn't employed, though should be if she is the one watching this place. So, as far as Uniqua knows, she's leaving it free for actual criminals to steal her books.
Time to go to work, Toronado.
Toronado is the actual name of Zora's horse. Real nice detail there. Ah! I've been stamped! Wait, what did you just hit? Oh god, the fourth floor's crumbling. That was a cool transition, though, I'll give you that.
That librarian might try and sneak in.
How vengeful and willing to risk arrest do you think librarians are?
I'm worried about the masked retriever. We haven't got a chance.
Wow. Tyrone is either incredibly smart knowing his way or is very low on self-esteem today. I'm sinning it, but... Bud? You wanna talk, maybe?
Under that window with the light. It's John Austen's study.
So how do you see that window? You're face first into a brick wall right now. And how do you know that's his study unless you've been in there before? Is the Don commonly stealing books?
And be quiet.
This horse is very well trained and compliant, all things considered. Though speaking of horse, why don't you use the horse to vault over the wall? You do it later and there's no guards there. I mean, certainly less risky than what you actually do. How did that gate close when she ran away from it? And how did you paint that without being there? Or just, even, how did you paint it that big? You didn't bring a paintbrush or anything.
The masked retriever!
Tyrone then proceeds to never tell anybody that the masked retriever was here. Has he given up already? You sure you don't want to talk about it? I'm here for you. Austin, you're still on the front page. You haven't moved. What are you reading, man? Neither of them hear the door open in an otherwise completely silent room? Or notice it's still open? Double sin. Okay, I know you're supposed to be Zorro, but even Zorro making that high a jump would be a stretch. How? How are you able to go that low from up there? You are not that tall, and you are not Elastigirl, madame. What the heck are you even hooking your feet into, for that matter? The beams are connected to the ceiling with no room. How are you doing this?
Guard! Yes, Don Austen!
So Tyrone heard him from all the way at the front gate. I mean, he might have moved since then, but still, Austin's voice must carry far. Jeez! Okay, that's either a 1-week gate or those are some strong-ass horses.
Or no one.
Reprise of chasing, reprise of chasing.
We can't stop the carriage of the most important person in Viejo, California when he's running away to Mexico with an overdue boat.
Now, if he was running to Brazil, on the other hand... The fact she said parallel that entire jump, Give me a sec. Hello, physics? Yeah, I was wondering when you were gonna get back. This is getting a little ridiculous now. Yeah, I know. Don't blame me for this one, okay? Okay, you'll be there for the next one? You promise? Okay, fine. Yeah, I know. I miss you too. Yeah, okay. Bye.
We must protect Don Austin. Look!
Well, it's good to know Tyrone is confident in his ability to do his job now. Good for you, bud. How did you fall for that? Ah, yes. Hide at the very top of the building where there's only one exit point and you're easily cornered. Great plan, Austin.
I'm going to get that book back.
Jeez, okay, Uniqua sounds as angry as Peter Parker and the Venom symbiote.
Get back here, Shocker!
Austin, it's been I don't know how much time. Even if that stuff has actual text on it, you've been on the same page 3 times. How?
I'm only on page 10.
I do not believe you in that statement at all.
I just want to see how it comes out.
And you, the richest man in Viejo, California, didn't think to buy it? Like, not knowing you could renew it is understandable, but you have the money! That book can't be expensive, just dude! Oh, hi, Uniqua. Hi, Dasha. Where were you for several hours?
Can I renew it?
Of course you can.
But you still have to pay the fine for it being overdue. Right?
Now,
Song of resolution, come on.
now that things are settled, our job is not so hard.
I mean, you still have to guard against assassination attempts and potential food poisonings, bandits, thugs. But honestly, this song and the fact that unlike most of the other episodes, it wraps up very neatly, that's worth a sin-off alone. This was a real good episode. After the last 2, which were mean-spirited and technological nightmares I do not wish to talk about, the Masked Retriever has some real good characters, a fun plot, and a great moral I learned through this episode as a kid. For being a library-based Zorro, I couldn't help but love this one. Well, 4 down, 76 to go. Next time, to round us off from things based on other things from other countries, and as my first request, we're going to Britain, baby!
I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!